Hey too. This is Total Divas, episode 2 of season 4. She said, she said. We're gonna quickly try to rush through this shit because I have a lot to do. Um, we get to where we leave off is basically how we start off. It's pretty much arguing, continuing fight, and all that other shit. It was pretty much stupid. I had it on HD, but the HD was acting up, so I had to switch it to standard. So when I switched it, I heard Fox saying that was like 7 minutes of my life that I wasted. I felt the same way pretty much. It was like the continuation of the fight was pretty much like it was huge cheers and giggles, but it was like after watching it, it left like a bad taste in my mouth. So then we was like we get Alicia. It's like I feel like all of my notes is just all screwed up. So then Alicia, she's talking to Naomi. She was like, "Why like you don't have all the facts and stuff?" And Naomi was like, "Yes, I do. Like everyone says something about her. You need to own up your shit and say it to her, pretty much." So then she was like, "If the company's behind her, then why do you care?" And Fox was like, "She doesn't." Pretty much, Alicia Fox was pretty much just jealous this whole entire time. I don't care what nobody says. She's jealous, and I'm gonna tell you why. Continuing on, because the biggest blowout we're gonna get to. This video about to be like uber fucking short, so I'm only gonna touch like bullet points and keep it going from there. Okay, so we get Nattie. She's talking about how the WWE is happy that her dad is being invited pretty much to WrestleMania, and she's happy about that. After everything that he's been through with going to rehab for whatever issues that he has, this is the opportunity that they're giving him, and she's happy for it. So then from there, we go to Brie and Paige. They're talking about Mania, blah, 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 blah. Then we get to Eva. She's talking with Kendrick, pretty much telling her, he was asking her how was Raw. She was like, I did an interview, and then I talked to the girls, and, I couldn't even get a word out. And he was like, don't even fucking worry about it. It's all stupid. Like, if the company is putting all this into you, that's all that matters. Pretty much self explanatory. So then we get Brie and Nicole. They driving around. Then Brie was like, she tells Nicole, like, I've been 2 weeks late. So, she hasn't had her period, so she don't know what's going on. She hopes that she's pregnant. So, you know, no one really knows. So then we get good old Nattie and these damn cats that she got. Machiavelli and the other one. Cute cats though. So she's up here, happy for her. She gets the call from her mom telling her about her dad, and she was up here like, the treatment center called. Your dad had a fit. They had enough of him. They kicking him out. And her mom was just like frustrated completely. And Nattie was like, it's just a roadblock. He's gonna get over it pretty much. So, we gotta do what we gotta do. Pretty much to help him. Her mom was like, pretty much like, what all can you really do? So then after from that, we go back to Nicole and Brie. Brie is up here. You know, she goes gets her on her period. Distraught, sad, because she actually thought she was about to be pregnant, about to be a mother, so she was real happy. We get Nicole in the confessional, says it hurts her heart every time she sees Brie upset that she's not pregnant yet. We all know Brie gonna get pregnant. It's all in due time. She really got baby fever. Like this whole episode, like you saw more, it was baby fever, crazy bananas. So we get Brie, Nicole, Mama Bella. Brie is on this baby trend, like I said before, real heavy. She talking about what if she's not fertile. She was like, Bryan had neck surgery, so asking her mom, did she hear like, does that make you not fertile? So her mom was up there like, no, I never heard it. Nicole was like, yeah, I heard it before. So then her mom was like, why wouldn't y'all be fertile? Stop saying that, pretty much. So then Brie was joking with them, like telling Nicole like, what if I had to get like your egg? So then with Daniel's sperm. So then their mom was like, everybody was laughing. Nicole was like, ew, Bryan will hate that. She was like, that's my baby with his sperm, like, ew. And her mom was like, it'll still look like Nicole. Like, not Nicole, look like Brie. And then Brie was like, laughing, but Nikki was just like, it kind of grossed her out a little bit. So then we see Nattie picking up her dad from the treatment center. She's trying to ask him what happened, how come he pretty much was like acting the way he was acting. He completely put a wall up. He was not trying to talk about it whatsoever. So she was like, she didn't want to keep pressuring it because, if she does, then he's going to bite her head off. So she wasn't trying to do that. So then we get Brie and Bryan. They're on the way to go to the fertility clinic to see if they're fertile. Bryan singing the Bella Twins theme song. Even do a little dance, that was cute. I'm not gonna lie, that was cute. So then he goes, they up in there. He comes back out. He's like, it was so nasty. Like, as soon as he gets out, cameraman right there. So they were joking and laughing. That was funny. So then we get to the meat and the bones of everything, really. So we see Paige and Foxy. Paige is getting picked up by Foxy at the airport. Foxy was telling her that it was Trini who pretty much was the one that told Eva. I was thinking, I'm sorry, my mind's on something else right now. Who told Eva what happened? So then she was like, Paige was in her confession was like, Trini, she don't stare to shit. Like, you say you don't, but now you're doing. Like, now you becoming like airline. So I'm up here like, okay, maybe it's something backstage we don't know. So I was like, okay, whatever. So continue on with it. We get Foxy and her thing. She was like, she don't have a problem with Trini, but now she on her shit list because she told Eva. And my whole thing is, Eva was gonna find out regardless. And like, to me, Foxy has been really like, I don't know what it is with her. It's marking 10 years pretty much for her being in the company, so the shelf life is kind of But it was cute last night. If you saw Raw, we're gonna talk about the NXT division being brought on there in a moment too after we finish with this. So they were talking about her in this Hall of Fame gown and all that other shit. Tunnel vision. So then Eva and Jonathan get to the hotel. Jonathan's like, you seen any of the girls? She said no. Okay, cute. Nattie gets there. She's signing autographs. So then Nattie, we get to the next day of that. Nattie on her phone with her dad. Her dad's up here trying to take his blood pressure pills. Nattie's trying to tell him like all the things that WWE got planned for him during WrestleMania weekend. If you ever been to WrestleMania weekend, it's very packed. It's very busy. I never been, but I'm wanting to go. Hopefully next year. Putting in the air, good things happen. But she was like trying to tell him all that. She was like, "So what if you gotta take your blood pressure medicine? Fuck it. I'm up here like, you trying to kill the man? He needs that." So then I was like, and then he hung up on her. Like that was kind of funny. So then we get Paige. She goes to Foxy's room for the first time. Her hotel room. She's trying on dresses. She put on this red dress. She said it made it look like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. At least you like that bitch is dated. You look better. I was like, oh, that's cute. So then we get Stephanie. She talks to Bryan and Brie, and she's telling them about the new award, the Warrior Award, and they're giving it to Connor. If you don't know who Connor is, Connor was the little boy who had cancer, who was a big Daniel Bryan fan. So that he was being the first recipient of the award. Connor's father wanted Daniel to be the one to induct him into the Hall of Fame because Daniel Bryan was his favorite wrestler. Daniel was like, I'll do it, That kid loved him so much. Brie said what she had said. I was trying to listen, but then there was like so much going on around me, so I was kind of like, pretty much, it's on YouTube. I caught the glimpse on YouTube. She was like, you know, pretty much how Connor had like a lovable spirit, and that everyone, when he was around him, he was like so full of life and stuff. So she was like, after they showed her confession, like, he's probably in heaven going, yes, yes, yes. I was like, oh, that was cute. So continue on with it. We get Foxy and her thing. She was like, she don't have a problem with Trini, but now she on her shit list because she told Eva. And my whole thing is, Eva was going to find out regardless. And like, to me, Foxy has been really like, I don't know what it is with her. It's marking 10 years pretty much for her being in the company, so the shelf life is kind of But it was cute last night. If you saw Raw, we're going to talk about the NXT division being brought on there in a moment too after we finish with this. So they were talking about her in this Hall of Fame gown and all that other shit. Tunnel vision. So then Eva and Jonathan get to the hotel. Jonathan's like, "You seen any of the girls?" She said, "No." Okay, cute. Nattie gets there. She's signing autographs. So then Nattie, we get to the next day of that. Nattie on the phone with her dad. Her dad's up here trying to take his blood pressure pills. Nattie's trying to tell him like all the things that WWE got planned for him during WrestleMania weekend. If you ever been to WrestleMania weekend, it's very packed. It's very busy. I've never been, but I'm wanting to go. Hopefully next year. Putting in the air. Good things happen. But she was like trying to tell him all that. She was like, "So what if you gotta take your blood pressure medicine? Fuck it." I'm up here like, "You trying to kill the man? He needs that." So then I was like, and then he hung up on her. Like, that was kind of funny. So then we get Paige. She goes to Fox's room for the first time. Her hotel room. She's trying on dresses. She put on this red dress. She said it made it look like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Alicia, like, that bitch is dated. You look better. I was like, "Oh, that's cute." So then we get Stephanie. She talks to Bryan and Brie, and she's telling them about the new award, the Warrior Award, and they're giving it to Connor. If you don't know who Connor is, Connor was the little boy who had cancer, who was a big Daniel Bryan fan. So that he was being the first recipient of the award. Connor's father wanted Daniel to be the one to induct him into the Hall of Fame because Daniel Bryan was his favorite wrestler. Daniel was like, "I'll do it." That kid loved him so much. Brie said what she had said. I was trying to listen, but then there was like so much going on around me, so I was kind of like, pretty much, it's on YouTube. I caught the glimpse on YouTube. She was like, you know, pretty much how Connor had like a lovable spirit, and that everyone, when he was around him, he was like so full of life and stuff. So she was like, after they showed her confession, like, he's probably in heaven going, "Yes, yes, yes." I was like, "Oh, that was cute." So we get Nattie, we get her mom, we get her dad, and they putting the law down pretty much, telling her dad, like, that mini bars to be empty, you're not supposed to be drinking, none of that. He was like, "What after the WrestleMania Hall of Fame party? Not the WrestleMania after party." She was like, "No, stay clear of that." So Nattie and her mom go out the hotel room. She's talking to her mom. She was like, "Your dad asked for a beer." She's like, "You told him no, right?" She was like, "Yeah." She said, "He does not need to be doing no drinking." She was like, "Okay, cool." Then we see Paige going back to Fox's room again, this time spray tanning. Nattie comes up in there. Paige was like, "I like my paleness because if you look in the ring, you see 3 tan chicks and one pale chick, that's me." She said, "I'm gonna try this stuff." She tried it. They spray painted her down with the tanner. She looked nice. I'm not gonna lie, like her, like with that complexion, she looked totally different. But Paige was like, "I tried it for you, but she likes her paleness. Let her be pale." So then we get Trini, John, Foxy, Paige, her friend. I don't know if that's her boyfriend or not. We get Emma, and Emma actually talks, which I was kind of shocked. You get her and her friend. So, they're talking and drinking. Then the talk of good old Eva comes out. And so then they were like, Paige was like, she wasn't talking shit about Eva, and anything she had to say, she can say to her face. Alicia was drunk pretty much this whole entire time. That liquor kicked in. When you get drunk, liquid courage comes out. Some of us have it worse than others. No judging. So she was like, every time when Trini was trying to talk, she completely tried to cut her off. So Paige was like, "Isn't she like your best friend?" She was like, "We're not close. No. We're not like her and Cameron. We're not like this. But what y'all said was uncalled for, and if anybody was to say that about anybody, I'll be up there and speak on it because of the simple fact that's how I am. And she was like, if she said I worked my ass off, we all know that. I haven't got my deserves yet. And I'm sitting there like, true, because you is if not the most athletic diva in that industry right now. You should have been champion. You should have had all the reigns like AJ and Paige, but we're not gonna touch that subject. So then she was like, if the company's going behind her and she got other opportunities and they're up there going with her to do that, who are we to judge? Who are we to be mad? Who are we to be jealous? So then Fox was like, I'm not jealous. Like, I don't want nobody put me in that bubble of me being jealous. I'm like, whole time you're being jealous. You're being petty and you're being a child. Like, I don't understand what you get off from acting like this because of the simple fact, like, you can't try to blame production on editing. And I hate when reality shows do that because the simple fact how you act in front of a camera is how you are. You know, it's like a mirror. Sometimes you may sit there and be like, oh, I didn't know I was acting like that, but the whole time you really was. Like, we see Fox is a bitch, like, and it's not cute. Throughout that whole argument, you can see Paige was just like kind of like over it once Alicia was like really showing her colors in her ass, and that's why it's kind of like, okay, I'm kind of with Paige right now. Like, Fox needs to shut the fuck up because she's doing all of this, and you know when a drunk starts rambling off nonsense, sometimes they say a drunken mind speaks a sober conscience. She was pretty much telling her herself, like, writing them checks, and then we see them all leaving from out the restaurant, and you know, her and Trini was talking. You know, I thought they squashed it, but Fox was still harping on it, and then she was up there like saying in the confessional, like, we could take it to the hood if we got to. I'm up here like, the way you act, I don't think you've been to a hood or from the hood, but we're not gonna go there. So then they're at a bar and Trini's up here like she's not a liar. She doesn't do stuff for ill malice. None of that. She said if anybody was talking shit about any of them, she would have done it the same way. And she said what she said. She said we're not going to talk about it because of the simple fact, you know, it doesn't need to. And then we see a clip that they showed from last week. I'm sorry, I had to burp, but like it wouldn't come out. So like from last week, and she was pretty much like she didn't say what the girl said. She said, I'm not even going to talk about that because it's pointless and stupid. And she pretty much is saying the girls are jealous. You can't be jealous if an opportunity presented itself. And then let's talk about John. Because even John has said something about, you know, he don't deal with the Divas locker room. He tells Trent he don't deal with that. But he says from his standpoint, from what the company's looking at, they're like, ooh, red hair. Ooh, she got abs. And then that pissed Fox off. This is when they were at the restaurant. Whatever. But Nattie, not Nattie, Naomi was like, she pretty much agreed with what they were saying, but she was like, but it was agree to disagree pretty much. And even Alicia said that. So then we get Paige and Brie talking. They were talking about last night, and then they were like, Brie was like, Trent wants everyone to be on the same, want to be like her, you know, with the whole, oh, it is what it is, you know, but we don't need to be like that. I said, what? She's being an adult. Rest of y'all being childish and acting like you're in fucking high school and you're a grown ass woman. It makes no fucking sense. So then Brie was up there telling Paige when Eva first got her, she had an attitude and she was hating on both me and Nicole, but you know, we grown to, you know, forgive her and became friends with her. So, you know, now it's kind of like, and Brie was like, I told Nicole if we were to leave today, since you're up in the division, we know the division's in good hands. To some, yes. To others, no. People in between, probably, you know, me, Paige is good. Not gonna knock her for that. But, you know, like I kind of said in the first video, she kind of got, like, some of them reigns. She only had two. But, you know, that second ring, I didn't think she deserved right away. The first one, that was kind of nice because it reminded me of Gail Kim. But, you know, and then her constant pushes for the title, I don't think that she should have gotten it. But what can you say when you have a division when there's really only so many girls who are really can give you the quality match and really have the star power? You really can't say too much. So we get Nattie, TJ, Brett's wife, gorgeous, and she talks. So Nattie was up there, telling them, her dad's here, reminiscing about all the stuff that was going on, and she gets a call from her mom. Mom checking in, telling her, Nattie was like, what's going on? Buzz like, okay, tell him not to go to the bar. No. So then Nattie's up here telling everybody at the table, Rick's there. He wants to see my dad. He wants him to go to the bar. And she was like, no. And Brett was like, he needs to avoid it pretty much. And Nattie was like, he doesn't know all the pain, all the tears, all of that I went through, of how it was. I kind of agree with Nattie because I've been in the same predicament, having had been through, with a parent who was an alcoholic, it wasn't cute, you're young, so, growing up now, seeing what I see now, and knowing why that's a parent kind of did what they did, I don't condone it, I learned to forgive but not forget, and they were in a situation that they really, had to do because of the simple fact, you know, I came into the world. So, being in the military and in the army, you got a lot of stress on you and all that other stuff. So, you choose different vices, That said parent chose drinking, That said parent threatened, to do a lot of abusive stuff, but there's no here or there. I don't fault them for that anymore. It took some time to get over it, but anywho. Nattie was pretty much like, she said the whole entire time, since she's been, I'm giving y'all too much of my tea, and I'm not trying to right now. Nattie was like, since the whole entire time she's been at WrestleMania weekend, she hasn't really got a chance to enjoy it. So Brett's wife spoke, oh my god, when she talked, I was like, because she sounds so gorgeous. She was like, you can't let that ruin your happiness and stop your life. You have to pretty much live your life. I was like, yay. So then we get Paige and Fox shopping for Hall of Fame dresses. They go look at shoes. Foxy in love with the shoes. Paige is pretty much like didn't want to be there. So then we see this little girl bust out crying. So she sees Paige. She says Paige helped her during her when she had an eating disorder. So the girl was crying, and it touched Paige so much. So then she was like, "You are the reason why I stopped my eating disorder. Why I pretty much was like, didn't try to be like everybody else. I became myself because you was different, and it helped me. So that was the cute thing. And Paige said it broke her heart, and she was so happy seeing Paige, like seeing this Paige. I love like the Paige where she's like bitchy and all that. I really don't like. So then we get Eva and Jonathan. They were looking at the video when the WWE came to this little event thing, all this stuff. They were talking to Eva on the little thing, and they were talking about the whole situation and what was going on. This season he's been like so far he's been like her soundboard, but he's been giving her advice also. So he's like, which is kind of cute. So sorry with the whole thing, like my recorder records so much and then it stops. So that's why, like, if you notice the video is kind of like it's edited, but it's like that's pretty much gave away a little secret. So then, he was like, "So what you gonna do tomorrow?" She was like, "I don't know." Leave it like that. So then we get Daddy and her dad at an autograph signing, seeing all those people saying positive things about how he was pretty much like got them into wrestling. That was nice. And then seeing her dad, like Nattie said, seeing him in his element was cute. I like that. So then we see Nicole and Brie there in the van. Nicole was like, she wants to talk to Eva because they were friends and the whole thing was a misunderstanding. And she asked Brie if she was coming. Brie was like, she don't want to talk to her. Fuck her. She ain't got shit to say to her, pretty much. So then we see Paige with all her fans, happy to see her. She's talking to Access, and her little saying put it out to me, and I loved it be yourself. Who cares what anybody thinks? You can't argue with the saying like that. So then we get Eva and Jonathan. They're going downstairs. It's for Superstars of Hope charity event. We see Brie, Bryan, Nicole. I think there's a couple of people, so they see her first. So then we get a preview for next week. It's pretty much Eva and Nicole talking, and we see the downfall of the Bellas being friends with Eva even more. So it is what it is. So all in all, the episode was a nice episode. They brought in some drama, but it's kind of like it gave me what I wanted, but it was also kind of a filler. But then it's like they're rushing and putting everything in there, which kind of makes me think they're just still recording the season. So who knows? So we got Total Divas out the way. I want to talk about last night. The NXT Divas making our main roster debut. It was so nice seeing my girl Sasha Banks debut on the main roster. I loved it. Also seeing Becky Lynch and seeing Charlotte, it was like the breath of fresh air that the division needed, because of the simple fact that the division was getting so stale. Like, and all in all, we really had the Bellas who have improved. You have Naomi, the most athletic diva on there, and you had Nattie pretty much, and then you have Paige. That's pretty much it. You have Layla, but Layla has been like, she says she's coming back full time. I want to see how this comes into the flow. You have Summer, who now is being Rusev's valet. You have Lana, who I remember something reading that she's supposed to be trained to wrestle, but she hurt herself, so no one knows what's going on with that. I feel like they might have her wrestle probably at SummerSlam, be her debut. I'm hoping. It's like, it kind of gave me, this was like the first time I actually got happy for the Divas. Like, I would sit, watch any of their matches. Didn't matter how long it was, how short it was, WWE. But I would sit and watch it, and it was like, this was the first time I really got ecstatic. Like, brought tears in my eyes. Like, it made me feel like I was watching the golden era all over again. Like, when we had Trish, when we had Lita, when we had, like, it gave me the feel when Trish and Lita first started out. And when we had, like, that golden era kicking off when China was leaving. She set the ground ablaze. Love her. She needs to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. China needs to be up in there. But, last night was just magical. Like, all today I kept rewatching it. Like, all of it. And it was like so good to see. Like, y'all just don't know. And now I'm kind of, sad that Bailey didn't get to come on there, but I know when she comes out, I'm gonna just start hugging everybody around this camp, like, oh, hugs, because I love Bailey too. So it's like, who knows? And now, like, since tomorrow's supposed to be pretty much the swan song of Charlotte and Sasha with the title match, I feel like at NXT, what's gonna be so nice if they do it, have a fatal four-way for the title, have Bailey win the title. At the end of that match, have the four horsewomen hug, because it's gonna be like the last time we see them. Then all of them can start off fresh, completely on the main roster. But just wanted to rant about that a little bit. So I haven't looked at none of the spoilers to see what's gonna happen. I may look at after the video, but I want to be surprised. But this is the video. Like, subscribe, share. I'm working on a Tumblr, which should be up hopefully tomorrow, and also Twitter and Instagram for this page. So we can go from there. Peace, love, stay blessed.